Picture this. You're right in the middle of a crazy workday, trying to nail down one specific compliance rule so you can keep a massive project moving forward. You go to access the exact federal regulation you need, and instead of the document loading up, bam, you hit a digital wall. Today, we're diving into what actually happens when a crucial government platform suddenly drops offline. We'll break down what that specific diagnostic code really means and what's actually going on behind the scenes when your access to vital, everyday legal information gets completely cut off. So instead of getting those detailed agency guidelines you desperately need, you're greeted with a totally generic failure message. And for a professional who's just trying to rely on this data to make sure their business is staying compliant, it is honestly super frustrating. The system is basically raising its hand and admitting that the normal expected flow of data has completely crashed because of an internal glitch. There's no quick fix or easy workaround offered in that moment either. It's just a glaring sign that standard operations have come to a total grinding halt. Now, the specific platform we're talking about here is the eCFR, otherwise known as the Electronic Code of Federal Regulations. And guys, this isn't just some random blog or an optional reading site. This is the official digital vault for rules published by federal agencies. Think of it like the ultimate everyday playbook that businesses, lawyers, and professionals absolutely have to navigate to ensure they're staying 100% legally compliant. We're talking about the specific, non-negotiable requirements for everything from workplace safety standards to complex financial reporting. So when a tool this vital goes dark, a massive piece of the puzzle for understanding our national legal requirements is just completely wiped off the board. Let's talk about the specific error you're seeing. In the world of digital infrastructure, this particular 3-digit code is actually a highly specific diagnostic signal. Basically, when a web server talks to your computer, it uses codes like this to tell your browser exactly what's going down. But what's really fascinating about this specific identifier is that it usually means the server's hardware is actually alive and powered on. It's not dead, it just physically cannot handle your request right at this exact second. It's literally the digital equivalent of a maximum capacity reached sign hanging on the front doors of a federal building you desperately need to get inside. So what does this actually mean for you? Well, this diagnostic code translates to a very simple reality. The system just cannot fulfill your request right now. It's a temporary roadblock. It definitely doesn't mean the regulatory data got deleted, and it doesn't mean you somehow lost the security clearance to view it. It strictly means that the server just doesn't have the current bandwidth to push that federal regulatory info to your screen. The exact function you're asking it to perform, it's just not capable of executing it at this time. But hey, despite the technical meltdown, the automated response is at least programmed to acknowledge the mess up. Rather than just handing you a blank white screen and leaving you guessing, the system steps up and takes ownership of the failure. It's letting you know in plain English that the error totally originated on their end of the connection. And honestly, that's incredibly helpful. It's a standard but absolutely necessary way to let you know that the problem isn't your spotty Wi-Fi, your browser acting up, or your laptop. It's them, not you. From a practical standpoint, this kind of response actually kicks off a clear 2-step process behind the scenes. First up is awareness. A digital distress signal has basically been automatically fired off to the system administrators. So you aren't just shouting your request into the void. The system has actually logged its own internal failure. And the second step is action. They're making a formal commitment to restore access. For the professionals sitting there waiting on the other side of the screen, it's a confirmation that real human technicians are actively working to bring that crucial compliance data back online. But of course, there's a pretty big catch. While the commitment to fix the system is definitely there, the actual timeline, that remains completely up in the air. When your entire job relies so heavily on digital infrastructure to maintain compliance, that super vague timeline could mean a quick 5-minute delay, or it could mean hours of devastating downtime. It really highlights just how completely dependent modern compliance is on technical uptime. So the next time you hit a digital roadblock like this, let it serve as a powerful reminder of the incredibly complex machinery powering our access to the rules. Makes you think, doesn't it? Are you giving yourself enough of a buffer to handle a sudden digital blackout before your next big deadline?
If you found this helpful or want to stay updated when this regulation changes, subscribe and support the channel. And if you need the full technical details on this CFR, click the link in the description below. See you next time.